actually here today. Do you ever feel threatened or endangered by your open and outward positions? Do you feel threatened by your family and your upbringing? In the book, you discussed a little bit about how Hamas members tortured those who chose to collaborate with Israel. So are you in touch with your family or these collaborators, and what's your current relationship with them?
First of all, I'm not in touch with my family. They have not spoken to me since the publishing of Son of Hamas back in 2010, especially my parents. About if I have concerns. No, of course I don't go back to Ramallah or to Gaza. I choose to live my life freely. I don't have security on a daily basis. I have a very simple lifestyle that I keep it the way it is. Sometimes they recognize who I am. They can do whatever they want to do. I don't want to say that I'm not afraid at all. I don't want to give them a free gift of finding me. And if they do find me and they have a gun in a hand, guess what? The most they can take is my physical body. And I realize that I'm beyond the physical reality. It's gonna decay anyway. But as long as I'm aware and I live in awareness in this physical reality, I choose. It's a choice to live free. To live afraid is also another choice. But this is not the choice of my life. Guys, let's not do this again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It has been truly inspiring to see you and hear your words. Thank you again very much. A great candle is the one that brings to light other candles. What do you think can be done in today's world with so many people going to be radicalized? What can be done to have people like you awakening that brings the light, bring the peace and brotherhood in Middle East?
This is the responsibility of people of the Middle East. What we see today of ISIS actions, it has been taking place all over the Arab world. In Saudi Arabia, they behead people. They cut people's arms. This is what they do. They stone people. In the Palestinian territories, a father would slaughter his daughter if she dates someone. So it has been around, it's not a new thing. The new thing that we see it on social media. This is the world, this is the way it has been. And I'm glad that today the world get a chance to see it. Because when we see ISIS, when we see their activity on a social media, this is just a projection of a certain cause. So now we need to ask, what is the cause? And this is the way humanity can learn. As you see, Egypt put Hamas on a terrorist list. The Arab Emirates put the Muslim Brotherhood and Yousef al-Qaradawi on a terrorist list. And tomorrow there will be more countries. In Egypt, people said yes to dictatorship, but no to an Islamic rule. What does that tell us? Now, the Arabs and the Muslims, for the first time, they see the danger of extremism. And the only way for them to see it was through violence, through bloodshed. Now the question is it going to be just thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, or maybe millions? Well, I hope that's not going to be another Holocaust for humanity to realize that violence will lead to more violence and will lead to destruction. So I'm hopeful. I believe people start to see it. And let's not be afraid of what's happening. It has been happening. This is the reality of the world. No matter what's happening outside, we keep our inner peace. We stay confident in our truth. realized he was very nice. You know, when I was very young, I was motivated by lots of hatred. You know, I had personal, ideological, political, and national reasons to hate the state of Israel. This is how my environment shaped me. If you were born in that environment, you'd probably come to the same conclusions. Even though, you know, it's just a lie, it's a delusion, and it's a false reality. But this is where I was at that time. I was naive, I was outrageous, I was very angry, frustrated, escaping reality, and it was a natural result. Of course, when I started to, first of all, witness Hamas brutality in the prison, I started to ask myself, why do I want to kill Israelis, not to kill those people who are killing our people? They're even being more brutal against our people than what I thought Israel was doing. So it's an evolution, gradually. I was not motivated by killing because I enjoyed it. I never killed anybody. It was just a way of expressing my frustration. And I started to see a different truth, and my paradigm started to shift in a different way, slowly, gradually. And somehow I made it here. And I'm talking to you. And I don't want to kill you for sure.
And clearly you're a really special person, and it's really an honor to speak to you. And I want to know if, like, since the steps of action that you've done, if anyone has tried to follow in your footsteps, and like if you know of anyone like that.
You know, our people, the Palestinian people, struggle against invisible enemies, the invisible forces of that culture. Shame is one of them. Now, working with Israel was one of the most shameful things to do. And the reason that I came public with my relationship with Israel was to go face to face against the force of shame, the force of guilt, the force of fear. This is what the whole region feeds on. Even people see the truth. They look at Israel as a democratic model. They see the truth of tolerance, accepting the other opinion, but they don't want to say it out loud because they might be ashamed or maybe labeled as collaborators with the enemy. So one of the reasons was to go out and tell people, look, I'm coming from this family. We sacrificed a lot for the project of Islam, and I'm not ashamed to say that I worked for the state of Israel because we didn't do anything wrong. My attempt, practically, was to encourage a whole generation to stand for themselves, to do the right thing, not to be ashamed. Maybe not to work with Israel, but at least if they see something truthful about what Israel is, to say it, not to be afraid. So I hope, I don't know how many people, I don't communicate with people there. I hope that there will be a new generation that will see Israel for what it is and realize that the enemy is within. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Hasan Schweitzer.
Hi.
I just had a question. When you went to the intelligence unit in the Israeli army, were your partners like skeptical and untrusting of you? And did you also feel that you couldn't trust them as much?
I'm sorry, I did not understand your question. Can you please?
When you finally joined the intelligence unit in the Israeli army, did you feel that they were untrusting of you and they couldn't bring you in?
This type of agencies, they don't trust anybody. Even if you were an Israeli, even if you were like an AIPAC member, and you go work for the agency, you have to sit on a polygraph test. Everybody sits on a polygraph test in this agency. They are on the corner of doubt, not on the corner of trust and faith. This is the nature of this business. It's very dangerous, and everybody has to follow the book, to follow the protocols. In my case, I was very dangerous in the eyes of the agency. Even though I was bringing very important information, they never forgot where I was coming from. So they always keep in mind that my first intention was to kill my handler, and they kept it this way. I understood where they were coming from. For me, I was doing things for myself, to emancipate myself from the